Hi there folks, welcome to the SCOOT'nABOOT YouTube channel. Come along for the ride where we share content about bikes, camping and adventure.
So on today's episode folks, we're just leaving work about 5 o'clock on Friday. We've had a few big weeks and we've managed to knock off early, and it's been on my mind to do a solo camp out for quite some time, but the weather hasn't been very favourable. It's November here and on the east coast it's been hot and humid, but tonight I think it's the night for us. So follow along and let's see how we go. Now we're off the blacktop, we find our way into the forest, and it's been a few years since I've been in this part of the world. So I had looked at maps before leaving and had a few ideas about where I could and couldn't go. I haven't been riding on the DR with camping set up for some time either, and I did have my road tyres on too, so didn't want to go anywhere I couldn't get out of in terms of terrain, and the weather was potentially going to turn poorly as well, so I didn't want to get too deep into the bush, but also wanted to get somewhere, you know, away from the crowds. And this parcel of state forest does attract a fair few four-wheel drivers and campers, so I just wanted to get clear of them, make sure I was sort of well off any main tracks, and get out of the wind a little bit too. So the wind was sort of blowing westerly, and I knew if I headed onto any of the ridges or peaks, I'd want to get one or two back from the easternmost side, so I was protected by a few ridge lines or headlands, so to speak, and a little bit more protected that way. So off we trudge and see what we can find.
Well, righto folks, I just wanted to share a little bit of an update on the Friday Arvo Singletrack Sleepout. We went to the main lookout, a few four-wheel drivers and campers there, so poked along a little bit further, ducked into a few more minor tracks and found our way out to a nice little headland area. We'll find a clearing in the ground and get camp set up. Righto, so with the tent where it needs to go, I'll look at throwing everything inside there just so that's set up. It'll get dark in about half an hour, I'd say. So just want to get that stuff in there so I'm not fumbling around in the dark. And see you soon. Righto, so that's camp basically set. I'm comfortable that everything's in a position that it needs to be in. I've got the bike facing out of camp, so if something happens in the night and I have to leave in a hurry, we just sort of straight out. We're not fumbling around too much. Got all the key stuff, all the important stuff where I know I can get to them easily and quickly. And we'll just have a quick look over here. I'll probably run through the camp setup in the morning in terms of the equipment and the gear I'm using. I've got this old Kathmandu tent, probably 12, 13 years old now, a little bit mouldy, excuse that. Inflatable mattress, little light Roman sleeping bag, keep my gear there. I've checked underneath just to be sure there's nothing too sharp and spiky under there, and I'm going to keep it closed up to keep these bad boys away. And now that that's done, we can go and relax. So I want to see what we've got here, have a bit of a look-see. Bit of a dig around in the old giant loop tank bag, and oh, what have we found here? Not one of those bloody horrible things, but we'll enjoy that. Let's go find a spot to perch up for a little while. Now, I'm not going to tell the audience exactly where I am. Those with a bit of a keen eye or from the area will probably pick it pretty easily. But we'll keep this ones to ourselves for a little while, eh? Nice little lookout, nice breeze coming up over the hill. Beautiful way to spend Friday afternoon in summer. Fucking hell. So yeah, here we are. Been thinking about doing this for quite a long time, you know. A lot of my mates have moved away or, you know, doing the family thing. And every Friday night, Saturday night, I always think about, geez, you know what, I should just go out. But I guess it's the going alone thing, and it gets in your head a little bit. What if this happens? What if that happens? But you know what, you just got to get out there, don't you? You won't know until you give it a try. So here's to getting out of your head, give things a crack, getting out of your comfort zone. Look how good it can be. Cheers, folks. Let's get some water out of here to chuck in little Billy for tea tonight. Righto, so we'll just get some tucker ready. Not doing anything wild tonight. Old Campbell's chunky stock pot. We're going to use the jet boil with some water in there, and the idea there is that that hot water as it boils will heat through the can and hopefully the contents of the can. Let's see how we go. These big, what are they, sugar ants? They're bloody everywhere. Now, this is the jet boil without the igniter on it, so don't get upset at me because I am using a lighter in summer. Feel it'll light this for 1 second. Right, now we're not going to use this water for anything else. We've got heaps with us, so it doesn't matter that it gets a bit tainted by the label and things like that, but I will crack the lid, get a bit of breathing space, so to speak. And that's probably only got, I don't know, 30 or 40 ml of water in there, because once I put this in, it will displace all that water. And there we go, just about spot on, because that'll also boil off. So I think if I put any less water in there, it'd probably boil off before the soup got a chance to heat up. So being a jet boil, it's done its thing, it's jetting away. I'm just going to have to be careful that doesn't boil too hard, because water will bloody go everywhere. Fine line between dialing it down and turning it off. Yeah, so I got this little gadget. I think Mum gave me this for Christmas or my birthday a few years ago. It stayed in the kit and it served us well. Thanks, Mum. That jet boil was a gift too, and it's a ripper. Righto, we're done, but we've got a problem. So this magical little spoon of mine, been a while since I've used it, but she ain't deep enough to get right at the bottom to stir her up. Now she's warm, but she's not hot. The bottom's warmer than the top, and I don't want to get my little gadget covered in soup, so I'm going to try a trick. I reckon this is probably something my mate Gray would do. I'll give it a stirry stick. Righto folks, so tea is done and the sun has set. It's getting darker. We are sitting quietly because we were enjoying the company of a few small little rock wallabies, which is just lovely. They're the cutest things. It's only Friday night, but those viewers who've picked where I am might realise that we might be getting a free concert tonight. So when that starts up, I'll get the camera back out. We'll see who's playing. Cheers folks. Little nightcap here, thanks to Cooper's Brewery Dark Ale. Still fairly cool. It's been in a stubby holder in the bottom of my bag, so we'll savour that and we'll just sip away on it over a little while tonight as that sun finally sets. Righto folks, just climbed into bed, and you know, I was contemplating bringing the swag out tonight, but The amount of creepy crawlies at camp, I'm really glad we've gone for. There's one. Sorry, mate, you can't live here. Just don't want them crawling over me in the night. Righto, folks. Well, I just about calls it a night. Hopefully, the wind and the rain stays away, and we can get a good night's sleep. See you in the morning. Peace. Morning, folks. Well, we survived. Got pretty windy and rained a fair bit. A few drips in the old tent. Probably needs a bit of a re-proofing. But all out of here soon and get some brekkie going. Well, morning folks. It's pretty early, a bit after 6. Rained last night, the wind got up a bit, and supposed to start again sort of 7, a bit after 7, so I want to get brekkie on the go, probably get packed up and out of here before it rains too much more. So yep, make a coffee, a little bit of porridge, we'll make tracks.
So I consider this mission a success. It's given me time away from the screens and time to reflect on a place that'll now be called forever the Cycad Corner. It's given me time to slow down and appreciate the small things. And despite our ever increasingly busy lives, the earth still goes on, evolving, changing. So immerse yourself in it, and you might find you do the same.
Righto folks, about 7 AM now and camp's all packed up. As usual, leave no trace that you've been here. And the sun's just come out. Let's go have a look. See how she comes out now. It's a bit clearer over at that lookout. Just a quick look at the setup for this camp. Pretty basic really. Don't mind the jacket, so Dainese Enduro jacket with, it's got a zip-in water inner liner if you need to use it. I've just got this, I think it's a Seek, S-E-A-K brand, waterproof, rubberized, call it a duffel. In there is that small 2-man tent that I showed you, my inflatable mattress, all my soft gear that's in a small cotton bag, sort of like a little Sea to Summit inflatable pillow, a little microfiber towel, a pillowcase, and a sleeping bag liner. Did I say inflatable mattress? Yeah. As well as my compact cooking gear, so it's just got a little kit with the jet boil, which has a cup and whatnot in it. That little gadget that's got the knife, fork and spoon. And I just had some pretty basic meals this week, and it was just that tin of soup, bit of coffee this morning, bit of porridge in a container from home with a bit of fruit in it. Other than that, the key things are probably, been using this giant loop tank bag for a few years now. That's been to Cape York and back. Super sturdy, pretty waterproof as well. They do fit a 600ml bottle really well. They hold 1.5 beer cans. So one full one, 1.5 finished one. I suppose you'd call it that. This centre compartment's real good for just my tech stuff. I keep a head torch, spare batteries and whatnot in there, earplugs when I'm riding. Got this old Camelback mule. This has got to be 15, 20 years old. That's been around for yonks. Done all my trail riding over the years, a couple of big trips. Been through a few different bladders. That's just a generic one in there. Tow rope, first aid survival kit, dunny paper. That's about it. Just got the basic sort of quad lock set up there. A lot of people run something like that. Screens for bike screen. And this trip I'm just trying out the tool/tube holder on the front fender there. On my old XR I had a brace. This doesn't have one, and that guard's pretty rigid, but it does weigh a bit, and I just thought, oh look, I'll whack them on there, see if it supports it any better, but it looks a bit dicky, doesn't it? But we'll see how it goes longer term, whether it's needed or not, we'll find out. But yeah, just the usual stuff, and I suppose we'll get to all that in due time. Bit of a bike run down at some point too, I suppose, but that's it folks. We'll ride out of here now. Back to reality. We'll just go take a quick look at this cool cave that I think I can see here. Not marked on the map, but it's pretty cool, isn't it? You just imagine the things that this cave has seen over the years. Pretty wild to think. Remember, you got bags on the back.
Well, that concludes our little adventure, our single track solo sleepover. So thanks for watching, and remember, keep your eyes on the horizon, folks.